Hey, welcome back. It is TVU's Most Wanted. I'm Jared, and joining me on the show, as promised, half of Icon for Hire. Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm good. Now, we've had you guys in the studio a bunch of times, but this is our first interview via Skype with you. How you feeling about it?
I'm pretty nervous. Something could go wrong at any moment. You know, like a circuit could short or we could lose power. So
It's weird. Instead of looking at your beautiful face, I'm looking at this black
the little dot.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Just to pull back the curtain a little bit, they actually can't see me, but I can see them. And I was telling them before we turned on the camera, that's good, because now Ariel can't make fun of me for what I'm wearing, which is solid.
You're wearing a great shirt today, so we're all good.
Oh, speaking of shirts, what we got here?
Oh, a little something.
Look at that.
You?
If you know, I had to sew it up for him to make it skin tight because he likes all his shirts super tight.
Did you really sew that shirt for him?
Yes. So he can have all his like pec muscles showing.
No, that's not why. I just have really broad shoulders and a small waist. It's my burden to bear.
You poor thing.
It's my burden to bear. I love that.
She had to modify it a little bit, but I don't know why we're talking about this, but cool. Skype.
Because it's awesome. So tell me where you guys are at right now. What's behind you? Are you guys in a studio somewhere?
That's right.
Yep. This is
That's
basically.
a fancy rocket chair.
Yeah. Sean actually built that desk, but we are in our studio. This is where we've been pretty much
up in for weeks and months.
Living the past month trying to work on these demos for the next record.
Yeah, speaking of Sean, where are the other guys at? They just like hanging out? You see out in the back shooting something right now, or what's going on?
Oh my God. No, dude, it actually worked out because I don't think we can fit any more people
that's true.
in front of the camera. But he's in the other room in his office. He's doing accounting right now. But right before we went, he goes, well, I've got to call the accountant. And so...
Yeah, and then Josh is actually working his job over in Indianapolis. We miss him a lot. We got to see him last week for a little bit, but he's doing his 9 to 5. So.
But you know, me and Adam are really all that matters. So you get the best.
The better half, right? The better half of Icon for Hire. So let's talk about this new video. We premiered it last week, and this thing is it's something else. This is a crazy video. Tell me about it.
Well, we all got really stoned. No, I'm just kidding. It was just conceptual. And you know what I was just thinking the other day? I used to watch TVU growing up because my parents had like the Sky Angel stuff, and I would always have to change the channel whenever there was a weird video because I didn't want my mom to take away the only channel I could actually like enjoy. And this would be a video that I would have to change the channel for because I don't think my parents would have approved it.
That's incredible. Now, when I watch this video, all I can think about is how many times you had to change your hair and your costume. How long did that take?
I had 11 sets of eyelashes.
Oh my gosh. 11 sets of eyelashes? Now, were you responsible for all this? Did you have to like do your own stuff?
We were on tour with POD and I think POD and Red at the time. So we were just flying in like the day before, which was kind of not ideal because we would have loved to be able to be a lot more hands-on, but that meant we were just communicating through sketches and, you know, different images and pictures on our phones and text messages with the director and then the director's wife, who is the one basically in charge of all the fashion genius. And then we just kind of collaborated and made it happen. I was sewing on the set. It was really fun.
It was crazy. It was very much just kind of roll the dice and see what you come up with. And we haven't really done that a whole lot in our career. So for us, it was an absolute blast to literally fly in, shoot for 2.5 days, pretty much nonstop, and then go right back on tour and be like, "What? We'll see how that ended up." And
man, I think it turned out really, really well. I don't know what you guys think of it, but I think the video is incredible. It looks so cool.
Thank you very much. I think with anything, you look back and you wish you would have done certain things differently, and that's no different. We think that about our first record too, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, it was more about just, again, us as artists just going out on a limb, and I think for that reason alone, we're proud of it. Yeah,
I think it's a really, really cool video. What was the weirdest thing you had to do while you were shooting for 2.5 days? I know you guys were like crawling around in small places at some point.
I think it was Josh, the first day of shooting. At the end of the day, we had to put Josh in this giant monster costume or bird or whatever, and we had to.
We don't know what it is.
He had to get on top of a 10-foot ladder and like pivot on his pelvis.
And that's the beginning creature.
Yeah, and that's what that creature is. And then they had to tape these sticks to his arms and legs, and it was. He was in so much pain.
Yeah, and he was sweating. You know, there's lights on you, and
And he weighs like 90 pounds, so he could just snap at any given moment.
Of course.
Getting from our vehicle into the studio was always fun because it was the heart of Compton, and there was crazy people everywhere.
We had crack houses around us, like for real, straight up crack homes. And so you would literally run from your vehicle to like inside this place that had all iron bars over the windows, and So yeah, it was fun. Good times.
See, kids, for all of you who think it's easy shooting a music video, you're wrong, okay? They're not living the dream. It's not fun until they see it at the end. I would have never guessed that thing at the beginning is Josh on top of a ladder. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
That's awesome. All right, well, if you haven't seen this video yet, if you missed the show last week, you get to see it right now. It's premiering in the countdown, Icon for Hire, Off With Her Head. It's TVU's Most Wanted. Hey, I'm Jared. Welcome back to TVU's Most Wanted. Icon for Hire hanging out with us via Skype. Now, the last time we had you guys in the studio, we had a brilliant conversation about what you were going to be doing during your time off. And each of you had many varied answers about this. So, Ariel, let's start with you. You were going to be sewing.
What do we say? No.
You were going to be sewing, Ariel, and you had a sewing machine with you at some point. Tell me about what you've been sewing.
Okay, well, first of all, I've been trying to write songs as the first priority, so that's been blood-suckingly wonderful and hard at the same time. But I have been sewing, and I actually have a little something here that Adam brought over today that his mom gave me. Look at this.
Wow, what is that?
About the size of my hand, and it's battery operated.
Yeah.
So I can finally, I don't know, we'll see if it actually works, but I might be able to use this thing down the road and make curtains for the van windows or something.
Well, the guys have to haul in her 80-pound sewing apparatus every show. So when my mom said she had a mini one, I was all for it. Saved my back some trouble.
That's awesome. So you've been sewing a little bit. You said you have been writing some new songs?
Yes, that's been the priority. When you put deadlines on it, basically, I feel like we're writing about 14 hours a day, and then any other time we're zoning out or watching The Office or trying to regain some kind of just mental sanity, because it's so exhausting. It really is to do it for days and days on end. So, but I love it. We're not complaining. We enjoy it.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, Adam, you said you were going to be training to fight, correct? Tell me about that.
I had my first CrossFit competition this past weekend, and the reason I got into CrossFit was to get into shape for MMA. So I did my first competition in Terre Haute, Indiana, and had a blast. It was a lot of fun. Okay,
how did you end up doing it? I feel like CrossFit is so intense, and it would be really intimidating to go to a CrossFit competition. Is that how it was?
It was a little intimidating just because I didn't know what to expect, but ultimately, it's like anything. I think our fans can relate to this. When you're passionate about something and you surround yourself with other people that are passionate about the same thing, a lot of the intimidation factor goes away. Okay. And when you go to those things, everybody's in it for the same purpose, and that's to do the best they can. And it sounds a little cliche, but there's a lot of camaraderie there. Just like going to a show. That's really is. It's a lot like going to the show in Columbus, Ohio at the Basement.
Okay.
It's hot, it's sweaty, it kind of smells. Everyone's exhausted by the end of the night, but ultimately you have this euphoric emotion that you can't describe in any other way at the end of all of it. So again, it sounds kind of lame to compare the two, but they're very similar.
That's cool. Now, do you feel like you're getting in shape? You feel like you could stand your own in the ring?
Yeah, here, let me show you my abs.
Okay, let's see them. Yeah.
I'm totally joking. I think if I can have one fight in the next year, I'll be happy. But we'll see.
Okay. All right.
I'm so busy touring on this next record that I have time to do nothing but play the drums and eat and sleep. So.
I think all your fans would probably be down for that as well. We got more with Icon for Hire coming up. And I was just he's just taking a pic of the first Skype interview.
I'm going to tweet that. No big deal.
That's fantastic. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about this new record that you've been working on? You took some time off and you've been writing it. Tell me how that's been going.
It sucks, man. This thing is probably gonna flop before. No, I'm just kidding. We're obviously excited. I feel so cliche being excited because of course, what else are we gonna say other than, oh my God, we're really finding our sound this time around. We're just maturing as a band, blah blah blah. And I'm trying to stay away from that, but we are incorporating more risky things, which is so cool as an artist to be able to do. So that includes more hip hop, but not look, I'm a white chick rapping. It's more like spoken word stuff, and then a lot more thug drums and thug beats and synths and stuff. But actually what we're really dealing with right now is keeping that rock element and making sure that still has its place and it is not going anywhere, because that's so close to our hearts. But in all the fun stuff of discovering the new stuff, you can't forget your foundation, where you came from, your roots, and the reason you play music, which is the rock and roll aspect of it and all that aggression. So we're really excited. Lyrically, I'm talking a lot about right now, the songs that are coming out are about just self-acceptance and not letting shame and anxiety and just all the things that kind of try to hold you back and keep you stuck in your own little corner of the world, but releasing that and being strong in yourself and embracing yourself and actually liking yourself, because no one likes themselves anymore. So trying to say that artistically and not just go out and say it because that's never cool. So
Sure.
I'm really excited.
Now, when you guys are doing more risky things and you're kind of trying out some different stuff, are you just writing the lyrics and then you guys are going to record stuff later? Or are you guys in the studio with her, Adam, like playing at the same time and all that kind of stuff?
No, she writes all the lyrics. We don't really have a hand in that. She goes over a lot of lyrics with me because I love the way she writes, and we kind of bounce some ideas off each other. But ultimately, she brings in a lot of times songs. Sean will bring in entire songs, and we'll all kind of collaborate and give our 2 cents. To be real honest, though, it's been really frustrating writing this record too, because you have 3 very opinionated, very hard-headed people wanting to create something, and I think you see that in bands all the time. So it's really been a time of like compromise and trying to work with one another, but yet still being very passionate about everything. So it's been interesting, but I think it's ultimately making us a stronger band, and we're going to make a better record overall.
Yeah, sure. I'm really excited to hear brand new stuff from Icon for Hire. You guys' last album was incredible.
Thank you.
What's the timeline look on this? I mean, I'm not asking for a release date, but what are you guys hoping for?
That's a great question. We're actually talking to our manager today. We're looking at producers right now. It would be ideal to be in the studio within the next 2 months.
Okay.
And have it all, wrapped, packaged, and ready to go by the beginning of the summer, and release it sometime at the end of the summer. But you know how things go. That could change tomorrow. It could change in 2 months. You never know.
Sure.
I could become CrossFit champion and drop out of the band. I don't know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen. You just never know.
Solo, guys.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Just me.
Ariel's opening up for Kesha on the next world tour.
So in the meantime, you guys are hanging out, writing a ton of new stuff. I take it you guys are staying in contact with your fans.
I don't know. Yeah, we miss them so much. It sucks to just be like one-dimensional through the computer screen. That's the only way you can stay in touch, but you got to do it.
Sean's peeking his head out from the accounting room.
He's trying to walk.
You're about to see him walk by. Look at his feet.
Hi, Sean. Oh, there he goes.
Parents. Yeah, we've been keeping in contact with them as much as we can. I can't wait to get back on the road to actually play some shows and show them the new tunes.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us on the show today. It's a pleasure as always. Love the new video. Excited to hear new music.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys later.
Appreciate it.
Watch TVU's Most Wanted.